Hey guys, Colvin with the fishing report for you for Bull Shoals Lake out of Bull Shoals Lake Boat Dock. Today is May 30th. Lake level's at 683. We got 24 extra feet of water in the lake. No worries, guys. I think the rain has subsided, and you can still catch fish. There's lots of ways to catch them right now. Water temp's about 74 degrees, depending on where you're at. I've seen it up to 88. Any given day, the water's clear, guys. We had the Memorial Day weekend, churned it up a little bit, and we had one more little rain, but looks like the look at me's went home, so yay for us. Early morning, there is a multitude of topwater baits that are working. The popper's working, the zero spook's working, or Sammy, the whopper flopper if you've got some wind, the redfin's working, buzzbait's working. Now all depends on the conditions. They're not running any water, so the shad seem to be around docks, or you can catch them towards the backs of the creeks. Anywhere where there's runoff coming in, that seems to be holding bait fish. If you get out early, it's definitely good. Depending on the day, you can throw it all day and pick some up on top water if you got a little bit of wind or some clouds. Top water bite's been good this week. It's been a lot of fun. So if you're a top water guy, and now's a good time to get out. But make sure if you're going to go out, try and get out for the early morning bite. That's the best time to get bit. There is also an evening bite. So that being said, top water, early morning, points, guys. Points with wind on them. Make sure you put yourself in the right position to catch fish. Now, points with wind are going to do better than points without wind. If it does lay flat and it gets nasty on you, there's also some different things that are working. You can go offshore and fish some of the humps. The Carolina rig is working. That'll work here all summer. Kind of the ball and chain of bass fishing. Still catching some fish on a Ned rig or a turd. If it's laying flat for you, you can fish this on the main. You can fish this off secondary points with the 24 extra feet of water. Put the boat in 30 and cast on to that last bush or whatever. Now, the swim bait bite, I've got 3 different swim baits that I've got tied on. The jewel swim bait, that's catching some fish for me in the clear water. I'm going to go with a clearer style Kitech, then a 1/2 ounce head, and then I've got the Owner Flashy. The 1/2 ounce head is going to work good if I'm going to fish some of that offshore stuff, that deeper stuff. The saddles are holding some fish if there's some wind on them. And then you've got the Owner Flashy. The Owner Flashy is kind of like a finesse spinner bait. You can catch some on a spinnerbait right now too. If there's a little bit of color in the water, that bite will be better because you can burn it over the bushes. Those are some of the swim bait setups that I'm throwing. Still catching a few on a frog in the mats. So it's kind of nice to go out and explore, guys. We've got, you know, some of these places you can go back a mile. You might not be back here for another 5 years, depending on, you know, what kind of water level we get. And of course, the jig, the football jigs are working. Jewel jig is working around the boat docks, and then a beaver, green pumpkin variation. I like green pumpkin blue or green pumpkin with a little bit of orange in it. The beaver Texas rig is a nice setup, guys, because you can swim this through a lot of those bushes. Just don't panic. I know a lot of you guys are having a tough time dragging your football jigs through the bushes. Try Texas rigging a beaver. You can make the long cast, just keep your pole up high when you're bringing it back. That's going to put some fish in the boat. That and the big worm's starting to work. So Texas rig either a beaver, or you can start throwing the big worm, watermelon red, green pumpkin. The tequila colors and the drop shot bite is still kind of, those fish are going to stay in those bushes for as long as they can. So until they start running water or those bushes lose all their leaves, those fish are going to stay in there. If you do get some wind, there's a cranking bite going. Square bill, guys, a square bill is a cool tool that you can use, and you can burn this thing through the bushes. Those bushes that are just barely out of the water, those are starting, you know, those fish are in there. And when you, don't be afraid to ram that square bill into stuff. That's how you're going to get those fish to bite. If they're there, they see that thing go through, bounce off a log or pop through a bush. If they're there, they're going to eat that thing. Fishing's been good. You know, some days are going to be different. Every day is going to be different than the next here on Bull Shoals, especially with the water levels changing, but that's what the lake's made for. Guys, we've got Big John's tournament coming up. We had a good showing last week. Thank you to you guys who came out. We're taking out our Bull Shoals Lake boat dock as always. You must have fished 2 tournaments to fish the championship, and we're starting at 6 a.m. Last week I did get to spend some time on Table Rock, which is always good to get out of your comfort zone, and we put together a limit over on Pickwick. So it's been busy with the holiday and everything else, guys. If you're coming out the lake, even though there's 24 extra feet of water right now, and it'll probably come up a little bit more, don't be afraid to come out and fish. Guys, if you're looking to book a trip, let me know. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks for watching.